This morning, we want to go back to the Mamubi Nima Enclave. We went there last Friday to talk about a myriad of issues, starting with the Alhamdugata. We spoke about education, we spoke about the health implications, we spoke about the persons with disability and what the 3% enshrined in the Local Government Act, the common fund that they're supposed to be getting. Are they really getting it? And if they are, what do they use it for? If they aren't getting it, why aren't they getting it? And who is supposed to be giving them those monies? I'm sure there's a person with disability around you somewhere and your community, even though their numbers are not as huge as some people would want us to believe. I suppose that, well, the numbers are there and we need to support them in every single way that we can to make sure that they are well taken care of by community. If we indeed claim that we have love for them and that we're a community that has a social protection policy in place, then we should be able to deal with some of those things. As always, you can join us on WhatsApp 0500 60 70 70. That's 0500 60 70 70. That's our WhatsApp line, and it's easy recall, alive and well, active for your participation. You've got questions, comments, and suggestions. Let's hear them. I'll share with you details of the law, and whether we find out whether the law is being obeyed to the latter. We'll have in studio with us a person with disability who is also the chairman of the Ayawaso East Municipal Assembly, the Federation, Rashad. He will join us in studio, and then we will go back to the the Nima area and find out exactly what the issues were, the issues that were raised in that particular instance. Take a listen to this one. OJ has a message for all of us.
Your community, our concern on
This is 3FM 92.7.
This is Community Connect with Johnny Hughes on 3FM 92.7.
We'll try and touch base with the Minister for Zongos and Inner Cities, the Honorable Dr. Mustafa Hamid. That's OJ's song, Nipa Hiamwa, featuring Nasib. People need help. 11 minutes after 9 here on 3FM 92.7. This is Community Connect live on your radio with me, Johnny Hughes. Show is produced by Richard Brightado and my good self. WhatsApp is 0500 60 70 70. Let's go back to the Nima Kaukudi area. Now, this is a matter that's dear to my heart because of the myriad of issues that come through from it, that flow from it. Sanitation, education, you have security issues, you have issues affecting persons with disability, issues affecting children, women, and issues affecting nearly everybody. It has an impact on the economy of the area, and you can tell from the periphery. I mean, for example, the Mamobi Polyclinic doesn't have the capacity, as we were able to find out last Friday, to deal with most of the cholera and malaria cases that come from the place. So there's a big fat issue. All the major stakeholders, including the 2 MPs, Ayaso North and East, including the DCEs for the area, including the assemblymen for the area, all the opinion leaders, the chiefs, agreed that they have a big problem. But we want to be problem solvers, not just highlighting the problems as others do. We have a penchant of highlighting the problems, taking it to the duty bearers and letting them solve the problems, and then we come back with some feedback to say thank you to them where they have performed creditably, and to remind them gently of their responsiveness and their decisions, which we always make it a point to remind them of. Now, in this particular instance, we had occasion to speak with some women and children and some persons with disability as well. We will take a bite of what the issues were at the Nima area. When we come back, we will get into a conversation that will blow your mind. Rashad is in studio, but first, take a listen to some of the concerns raised last Friday, and this program, this episode of Community Connect is brought to you lovingly by Star Ghana with funding from the European Union, Danida, and the UK Aid. And we're coming to you from Mamobi Kaukudi. I want to listen to a lady. We've had too many men since we started, about 6 or so men. Let's hear from a woman. Ajia, let's hear from you. Okay. We'll speak to you. Rebecca Tree. So, would you... Charlie, give it to this Hajia. Give it to this Hajia in the chair. If they are not ready to speak, give it to the Hajia in the chair. Yeah. Hajia, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you today?
Fine.
Bibi Aboko.
Aboko.
Okay. Me who say we a person with disability, and Abina say persons with disability bia say only 3% from the common fund. Scanner mo de ma assembly no mo ye boama no a mo de 3%. Mo saka bi de
Debi.
Oh, adentia.
Nsanka bi.
Adentia. Wako bisa no manfa mawo.
Mako bisa.
Bisa hwan.
Me ko mintio asalanda.
Okay.
Ena ka kire say yembe ka kire ya assembly.
Okay.
Wamba bisa MP say on fire sikanum mai. Inti time ni Alhaji Aruna ena assembly ho. Ena me ko ka kire Alhaji Aruna. Ena Alhaji Aruna ka kire me say MP niwo watu kwan Dr. Mustafa non.
Okay.
Inti fitin dadi me bisa obia bibisu.
I see. Na scan na botai ben na we this one person do scanning.
Me pama de.
Okay.
Obi anime. Obi saka akudi eni mamu bi obi anime eni nima.
Special designer.
Of the Olabodin pony.
Special designer.
Me pama de.
Okay.
Inti semenya scanwa. Obi anime ade ame.
Eno mo fa scanning ma. Ko bi so mo ahina na obisa. Ahina na ubisa sika.
Me pesca bebre.
Oh, so
man bebre.
Sika bebre tizahe. Ajia kasa. Sika bebre tizahe.
Se si adie. Se minya ti say all currency. Ti say about 200 million po me pe.
Hey. Unkwa obe 200 million.
Se ma me pe.
Obe ku aban no.
Se ye ma me bida.
Ye ma obi da wa boa ni nyina no na person. Okay. Na o hwe Oshe Assembly na Sebio mo did them the persons with disability no. Assembly no emwabe no mudema apart from sikasema yake yi. Oshe bia mrane say buildings must be accessible to persons with disabilities, says ramps ne anyama Oshe community way ebi wom. Okay, we'll bring you that conversation. We'll bring that back. But we've been joined on the telephone line by the Honorable Minister for Zongos and Inner City Development, the Honorable Dr. Mustafa Hamid. Honorable, welcome and thank you very much for your time. Good morning. Hello, sir. Hello, Alaji. Well, we are not able to raise him now. When we're able to raise him, we'll share some detail.
Hello. With Johnny.
Honorable, thank you very much for your time. Good morning, Doc.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Doc, we want to touch base with you first of all to know what your plans are for the Zongo communities. Care to share with us?
Yeah. Well, first of all, good morning to our listeners. I don't know whether are we on radio or we're on TV?
We're on radio, Honorable.
Okay, we're on radio.
We're on
okay,
3FM
all right.
92.7, sure.
Very well, very well. So good morning to your listeners. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Right.
Regarding the vision that we have for inner cities and Zongo communities, that vision is encapsulated in the President's Economic and Social Development Policies document, which has since been passed by Parliament and launched and etc.
Right.
On page 116 of that document, it talks about inner cities and Zongo communities codes.
Right.
To support the provision of critical infrastructure in education and training, health and sanitation, local businesses and centers of culture, as well as improve security and code. All right. So whether or not it is Mustafa Hamid or Boniface Sadiq or any other person who comes to that ministry, this is your mandate. This is what the president envisioned that the ministry should do.
Right.
So basically, we are supposed to outline programs that will fit this particular mission.
Right.
And my predecessor, the Honorable Boniface Abubakar Sadiq, started the process by investing in educational facilities because he had renovated some school buildings across some Islamic communities, Zongo communities and inner cities across the country. I'm sure you know about the famous recreational parks. That he's also putting up across the country.
The AstroTurfs,
the AstroTurfs. Some are AstroTurfs, some are just green parks.
Okay, great.
Now, the rationale for putting up those AstroTurfs and green parks is to afford the young people of our inner cities and Zongo communities a safe haven for work and play, or even if you want, for learning and playing. Because oftentimes when children close from school, nobody knows where they are after school hours. They go out, they go all and about, doing all sorts of things and engaging in all sorts of activities. But if the communities have these recreational parks where after school hours children can go to, where there are very small library facilities attached, where we can organize study clubs or reading clubs around these recreational centers. I mean, of course, there is also the football pitch. Some of them have basketball courts attached and so on. So children can come, they can learn a bit, play a bit, and etc. Till the evening when they go back home to go and pray Maghrib and Isha and so on. So that is the purpose for these recreational parks. And then I came in And then I decided that, okay, we will go ahead and complete those recreational parks.
Okay.
But that we will shift our focus this time more provision of the educational facilities through a collaboration with the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Library Board. And so, because of that, when I set up the Ministerial Advisory Board, per the civil service law, every minister is supposed to have an advisory board.
Correct.
That advises him and guides him as to what to do. And so, because of that, I put the Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Yawedu Chum, on my ministry's advisory board, so that at any point in time, we would have knowledge on the educational sector and how we can match the vision of the educational sector with what we also want to do with educational training as encapsulated in the President's vision inside our ministry.
Okay.
So that, for me, will be my focus. Now, in terms of the human development and human training, I'm sure you've heard the misreporting.
The Wachi and Sobolo.
The Wachi and Sobolo.
Did you indeed say that?
Yeah, but I said that, yes, we were going to help indigenous businesses. And I'm sure, as I said, you remember I read the President's vision. The President's vision is to support the provision of critical infrastructure in education and training, health and sanitation, and local businesses.
Okay.
So the President has a vision that the businesses that our inner city and Zongo community people engage in, we should support them to improve those businesses. We should support them to improve those businesses because that will increase profitability, that will improve household incomes, and that will put money in their pockets to be able to take care of our children and educate them well. And so, fortunately for us, Zongo cuisine in this country today, in my view, is topmost.
Okay.
In people's minds. Every weekend you find people trooping to places either to eat emutu or to eat tuzafi or to eat tubani and so on. These have become national delicacies, if you want. And so our vision is to support these women in terms of packaging these foods better. Because I always say that, listen, quite frankly, this is not to denigrate anybody's business, but I believe strongly, and I believe that is a fact, that the cocoa that is sold in Nima Mamobi, it tastes better than perhaps Cocoa King. And you see, Cocoa King has become a millionaire just selling cocoa on the street.
The environment in which these are prepared and the packaging tells a lot as well.
I'm very grateful for your intervention. And so that is exactly the point that I made to Parliament. And the parliamentarians were excited about it, both the minority and the majority. They thought that this is the way to go, that we need to help these women, give them credit. Fortunately, we've spoken to Access Bank and the Ministry of Business Development. They agreed that once when the National Board for Small Scale Industry, which is the one helping us with the packaging and selection of these women across the country, so that it is not because Mustafa Hamid knows some woman in Nima or my auntie's daughter or whatever, that's the reason she is being chosen to benefit from this program. The National Board for Small Scale Industry is the government institution responsible for the development of small scale business. When are we to start?
When are we to start this initiative? Because last Friday I was at Nima and Mamobi, and especially persons with disability who are supposed to be getting some part of a 3% of the common fund were raising red flags that they have not seen anything, not just under your government, in the previous government as well. And they think that they have been marginalized, and because they need money to do some of the things that you are talking about.
They do. And to tell you frankly, in our case, in the case of Access Bank, we've completed our negotiations with them. We've signed a memorandum.
Okay.
The whole of yesterday I was in cabinet, so I couldn't go to the office. But the National Board for Small Scale Industry was supposed to come into my ministry yesterday, and together with the Chief Director and my Director of Projects and Programs, to sign the agreement that will enable this program to take off immediately. So certainly this December, we are going to take off, and hopefully by January, February, we should start the disbursements and the packaging and so on and so forth. So we are very determined that by the first quarter of next year, people should be able to point to Madam Adiza or Madam Mariama, who has been a beneficiary of this program.
I'm grateful for this on behalf of my folks in the Zongos. But Honorable, did your government also promise to put up decent accommodation for the people who live in the Zongos particularly? Did your government promise that?
Well, I wouldn't remember offhand whether that is a manifesto commitment. But even so, I can tell you straight away, because I'm driving back again to the Jubilee House. We have another meeting going on this morning. But I am in receipt of a letter from the Minister for Works and Housing. And indeed, yesterday when you saw me in cabinet, he reiterated his point. He said to me, Minister for Inner City and Zongo, I'm going to make you proud. And I said, I can see, because he has entered into an agreement with some architectural designers and some construction companies who are going to come to some of my Zongo communities and try to help with the redesign of the houses and how to make the place habitable and so on. And he assures me that he's going to be able to do this without necessarily dislocating people and so on. But still, that program is at its infant stages. It is not something that I can, if you want, give you details about. But quite frankly, as and when it is fleshed out, I will come back to you.
Let's look at the sanitation bit. I understand you're rushing into a meeting, but permit me a little.
Not a problem. We can talk.
The sanitation bit. I went to Nima last week, and that's not the only Zongo. Madina Zongo, all the Zongos in between. You will find, for example, the Nima Alhamdu Gata project, which is stalled as we speak, has a carpet of waste on both sides, generating mosquitoes, houseflies, rodents, and the attendant health effects. What is your plan, sir?
Yeah, again, that is also captured under what is called the Garrett project.
Okay.
Garrett actually is a World Bank project. And it is being done in collaboration with three major ministries: Ministry of Inner City and Zongo Development, Ministry of Works and Housing, and then Ministry of Sanitation, and of course the AMA. Garrett, the full meaning of Garrett is Greater Accra Resilience and Integrated Development Program. And it is to help provide proper drainage and sanitation in most of the communities in Accra that fall within my purview, within the purview of my ministry, because these are the places that then make Accra flat, because the gutters are choked, the drainage system is not working, and etc., etc. So the Garrett project is ongoing as I speak. We could make a date again next week, and then I'll get in touch with the Garrett Secretariat, and then I can give you details of where we have reached in respect of Garrett.
But we don't know exactly when the Nima Alhamdu Gata project will be completed. It's just like for some 5-6% we're told. We don't know when it will be completed. And I'm asking this because the folks in Nima are threatening to hit the streets like the folks in Adenta by March next year if nothing happens, in their case. I have had occasion to report 2 deaths in that area because they fell into the gutter, they couldn't be rescued, and that ended it for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. I am very confident that we would not have to get there for them to hit the streets and etc., etc. It's something that is of paramount concern to all of us, and I have a whole officer who is dedicated to that Garrett project, Mohammed, who is my director of PPME. And so I am sure that by that point there would have been some progress in respect of it.
Honorable, thank you very much for your time. But this is a message from Nima. It says, since you are going to meet the president, tell the president that he lives close to them, the vice president lives close to them, and they should come to their aid immediately. So they're asking me to tell you to tell the president.
I'm very grateful. I'm going to tell that to the vice president.
Right.
For sure.
Most grateful. Honorable, thank you. Unless you have something to add, we'll say bye-bye to you and wish you well for your meeting.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. As I said, I will create an opportunity and get some more detail on these programs that we are running. And then hopefully next week we can have another conversation.
Right. We can have a TV conversation if you don't mind at your convenience. Shortly.
Very well, my brother. So I'll get back to you.
So we'll get back to you, Jonathan will, and then we will connect with you. Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
Thank you, sir. I'm grateful.
Grateful. And that's the Honorable Mustafa Hamid. He's the Minister for Inner Cities and Songo Development, speaking to us live here on Community Connect on 3FM 92.7. Your thoughts and comments are always welcome. 0500 60 70 70. In studio is Rashad. He's the boss at the Federation for Persons Living with Disability at the Ayawaso East Municipal Assembly.
This is Community Connect with Johnny Hughes on 3FM 92.7.
More dear 3%. Monsaka be there.
Debbie.
Oh, Adentia.
Nsankabi.
Adentia. Wako bisa no man famao.
Mako bisa.
Bisa why?
Miko mintio asalanda.
Okay.
And I catch say, Yamba country ya assembly.
Okay.
Wamba bisa MP say on fire sikanum my. Inti time ni Alaji Aruna and assembly ho. And me call catch Alaji Aruna. And Alaji Aruna catch me say. MP new watu kwa Dr. Mustafa Nun.
Okay.
Nti fitting that day. Maybe so be a baby so.
I see. Na scanner na botai ben eda when this one person do scanning.
Me pama de.
Okay.
Obi anime. Obi saka akudi enu mamu bi obi anime eni nima.
Special designer.
Of the Olabodin pony.
Special designer.
Me pama de.
Okay.
Nti semenya scanwa. Obi anime ade ame.
Eno mo fa scanning ma. Ko bi so mo ahina na obisa. Ahina na ubisa ska
na me pesca bebre.
Oh, so
man bebre.
Ska bebre tizahe. Ajia kasa. Ska bebre tizahe.
Se si adie. Se minya ti say all currency. Ti say about 200 million po me pe.
Hey. Unkwa obe 200 million.
Se ma me pe.
Obe ku aban no.
Se ye ma me bida.
Ye ma obi da nti wa boa ni nyina no na person din. Okay. Na o share assembly na sebio mo amodi dem the persons with disability no. Assembly no emwa be no mo dem apart from sikasema ya kai. O share bia mrane say buildings must be accessible to persons with disability, says ramps ne anyama o share o community way ebi wo mu
ndabi mimi
hu bi
se mko bebi a ye peja
eya o feel sen o mu peja o sa ebi awa o betumi unam kwan so awa o betumi awo
e peja nti tembi me pese mi ko bebi mpo mi ntimi nko.
This is Community Connect with Johnny Hughes on 3FM 92.7.
Welcome back. It's 37 minutes after 9 on 3FM 92.7. Hajia wants 200 million old Ghana cedis. That's 20,000 cedis, and she says because she's not been giving some before. Well, that's the crux of our conversation for today. We want to find out how much are the persons with disability getting per the law, the Local Government Act 936. They're supposed to be getting some 3% of the common fund. Are they really getting that amount of money? I've been joined in studio by Rashad Mohammed Ramat. He is the Federation boss of persons living with disability of the Ayawaso East Municipality. Rashad, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Great. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Great. Last week, Friday, you told me that you were getting ready to hold your elections. and that you will select new leadership. Have you done that?
Yes.
You have selected your leaders?
Yes.
Okay. Who are your leaders? I want to know.
The leaders for the various disability group.
Okay.
Which forms the federation.
Right.
That's the physical challenge.
Okay.
We've selected the executives, those
Okay.
who are going to run the affairs of the physical only.
Okay.
Then the blind, we also had their executives, those who are going to run their own affairs.
Right.
And then the hearing impaired,
Mm.
we also selected their executives.
Okay. Okay.
But for the federation, I'm the chairman.
Okay.
Because they elected me to be the chairman for the federation.
Right. Mm.
And I think we are done with the selections of the election of the executives.
Okay.
So we are waiting for the council to call us.
Mm. Mm.
But yesterday I went to the council,
Okay.
which is the municipal office.
council. Okay.
Yeah. And then I had an interaction with one of the worker, the social worker there.
Mm.
She told me that the coordinator,
Okay.
who is supposed to be in charge
Mm-hmm.
of the common fund,
Okay.
Just
returned from Morocco.
Okay. Along with the MCEs.
Yes.
Okay. So they are back.
Yeah, so
Great.
on Monday,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They'll call me and then have a meeting with me
Okay.
and tell me when the disbursement will take place.
Okay. When you finished with your election of all the leadership of the various sects of the Persons with Disability Federation, what did you decide as executives to go and demand of the council? Did you decide that, okay, this year when we go and they give us our 3%, we want to use it for education or sanitation or to buy wheelchairs or to give people like Hajia to do business? What did you decide?
Right now, what we've decided is part of the money will be used for payment of school fees. That's educational
Okay.
fund.
School fees of persons with disability. Okay.
And then some will come for health support.
Okay.
And then others too for their businesses. What they will use for.
Aren't you spreading the net too wide? Too many things for a small amount of money.
Yeah,
really?
that's how the common fund is being shared.
Okay.
We all don't have the same problem.
Okay.
And then the money is being proportionalized.
Okay.
Part will be given to education.
Okay.
And then health, and then support for people who need it.
Right. I see. And everybody agreed to this.
Yeah, that's how.
So let's say that what you get is 100,000. That's 100%. What percentage goes to education? What percentage goes to health? What percentage goes to business support?
It depends on the number of people who are seeking for education.
No, you should know the details by now. Because if you are going to make the demand, you should know how many people you are leading as Federation Chair. How many of them need educational support? You should do all that analysis before you go and meet them on Monday, don't you?
Yeah, we have to do it. So
when do you hope to do it?
We'll do it maybe Sunday.
Okay.
Before Monday with my executives.
Mm.
And more also, we just organize ourselves.
Okay.
And some are there to come.
Okay.
Because we've spread the information that you can come and then register. So actually the number there cannot be the number we used to.
Okay, to go and make the demand.
Yes.
How do you identify a person with disability? Is it, forgive me, if the person is limping or the person is totally blind or the person is blind in one eye, or somebody comes like Spio Gabra said in the graphic this morning that, look, we are all impaired in one way or the other, and he is visually impaired even though he can see, and because he uses a spectacle, he is also a person living with disability. How do you draw the distinction that this person is qualified, this person is not qualified? Because that falls on you.
Yeah.
Who decides that? How do you decide that?
I'll start with blind.
Right.
The blind, we have the total and then partial.
Okay.
So assuming the person can see, but is not seeing well, is considered as partial blind.
Right.
So from the look of things, we have people who check it. I'm not the only person.
Okay.
I'll do my assessment, and then we have people who are supposed to do theirs too. Maybe.
Okay.
What I'm saying, I'm trying to go with the person and then have something.
Okay.
So if I finish with my assessment, then they also do theirs.
Okay.
And if the first person falls under, then he will be given.
I see. So you all agree that the person is part of you.
Yeah.
Then you can say, not somebody who says, "Oh, I am this," and then.
And then.
Do you take medical reports to certify that?
Sometimes, if the person needs medical support, that's where we demand for medical report.
Okay.
To make account for it.
Mm. The minister, you heard the minister for inner cities and Zongo development, he spoke and he says, well, this is what the government intends to do: sanitation and health, education, local businesses, helping them thrive. He says the architects have been gotten to do the plan for the hostels or decent accommodation. He says the Nima Gata is high on their radar and they are working at it. Is going to meet the president. What do you make of all these assurances? You live in Ezongo, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah. The only thing is, there is a saying that if you do it for your fellow man, you've done it for God.
Right.
This gutter has been there for quite a long time.
Mm.
And then we thank God that some organization, in collaboration with the past government, I don't know, I'm not doing politics here, were able to construct it to that level.
Okay.
And now we are experiencing death on that gutter.
Mm.
So what I'll tell them to do for me or for the Zongo people is that they should come to our aid and then do the gutter for us, because we need it badly.
Okay. I see. Let's come back to persons with disability. In your community itself, the Ayawaso East Municipal Assembly, you have their clinic, you have schools and all of that. Do you see the schools being accessible or friendly to persons with disability? The schools, the hospitals?
No, not all.
The MC's office?
No, not all.
Have you complained about it?
No, I didn't do it because by then I was expecting my executive members.
Okay.
There are people who are older than me.
Okay.
And I think if we unite, we can together go to them and then talk to them.
There's no unity among you?
There is unity.
So we say we unite?
I'm saying that if we come together and then meet them, they will come to our aid and then make sure the place will be accessible for us.
Okay. But then, as of now, you have not made it.
Yes.
Are you going to demand for that on Monday when you go?
Definitely.
Is it going to be part of your demands that you're going to make? I'm asking this because I'm interested in your issues and I want to follow it through so we can get it.
Yes.
I've been on the Nima Gata thing for like 3-4 years. I want it solved. And so that's why I'm on this particular one. So, 2 things you are going to demand. 1, your money. And 2, you are going to demand why some of the buildings are not accessible to persons with disability.
Yes.
What other thing are you going to demand?
And then, for the federation, we need to get an office.
Okay.
Where our files will be kept.
Okay.
And if maybe somebody is looking for us, he can easily locate us there.
Okay. You don't have an office now?
Yeah.
Not at the the municipal office?
That one is the AME.
Okay.
But we want our own office where we can keep our own records.
Okay.
And if somebody wanted to locate us, they can easily get us.
So if the MC decides that, I have one empty office here I want to give to you, will you take it?
We'll appreciate.
So will you ask for that on Monday?
Yes.
You will ask for that?
Yes.
And you're hoping that you get...
we're hoping to see Alaji Asma Banda.
Okay.
Because he has one Dunia Cinema.
Okay.
In Nima.
Okay.
And there are places there which, if he gives out, we can renovate and then use it as our office. But now to locate him is the problem.
He has a mosque around the airport area.
Yeah, I know that.
So why don't you go there and look for him?
If you go there, you might not see him.
I see. Have you tried calling him or getting close to
any contact?
Any contact. But why Alaji Banda? Why not the government? Why not the MCA? Why Alaji Banda?
Any philanthropist
okay,
who wishes to assist will be glad to receive.
Okay, 0302-763-453 and 0302-763-455. This is Community Connect live on your radio on 3FM 92.7. You heard earlier the Minister for Inner Cities and Zongo Development, Honorable Dr. Mustafa Hamid, outlining his plans and saying that, well, he didn't say they were going to train people in Wache and Sobolo business, but he is looking for a repackaging or rebranding of those kind of things, and he thought that, well, we should take a look at them. Interesting one there. 0302-763-453 and 0302-763-455. What are your own opinions about persons living with disability? Are they getting the money that the law says they must get? Rashad says, well, they haven't gotten their money yet, but they're going to make a strong demand for it come Monday. They are not only demanding for that, they're also going to demand for an office space where people can actually locate them. And they are also going to demand from those in authority some commitment on their part to make sure that they are comfortable.
Get the music. Hip hop to reggae. Hip hop to reggae. Hip hop to reggae. Nature. Shit. And they get to you to rise. Feel the vibe. Get up. This is what they get to you. Not the right to stand for the truth.
Okay, well, let's go to our message platform, WhatsApp console. It says, when people are talking about you, you don't worry. God here said He is a defender and He will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. As your defender going to work for you, God's got you covered. I'm sure He's speaking with persons with disability. Well, God's got them covered, but the law also says they are covered up. 0302-763-453 and 0302-763-455. Those are the lines we're working with on this particular platform, and you can always join us here on your radio. Let's go back to Nima Mamobi. Go to persons with disability says ramps ne anyama nyama o share o community way ebi wom.
Dabi mimi
Ohu bi.
Sem ko baby a ye peja.
Ye peja. Eya o feel sen omo peja o sa ebi awa o betumi onam kwan so awa o betumi na
e peja nti dem bi me pese mi ko baby mpo mi ntimi nko
de yen hwe ayaresabia wo ha honso e sen
I am
disability friendly.
Okay, ye be fa no sa
oh
to baby polyclinic I am ko
chechemu
to be fa no sa
no chechemu ye be fa no sa said then send the etie na obe fa no sa
oh onu su de baby de ye
okay
baby ye
baby de ye nti wade said dey say finally dey na da wakoma
ade e da makoma nso nti na say wa ba odada
okay
ye moa
okay sikasem aja me da so
na ye baby aso yi
okay
mai
na gate yi eto sen
gate ha me papa de bia me kasa ha
okay all right
na gate say
aja e from sen
e from Zinabu Charlie
now company didn't design
me Zenab's creation iko she Allah
wallahi talai. Rashad, so Aja is speaking, and the issues she raises, are they really what they are?
Yes.
The places are not accessible to you.
Yes.
How does it make you feel? I like asking that question because I want to put myself in your shoes. How does it make you feel?
It makes us feel very bad. For example, you could see the new gutter constructed from, that's the Alhamdu gutter.
Right, Alhamdu gutter. 1.2 kilometer gutter.
Yes, that is the shortest path for every person to go to the roadside or the main street.
Right.
And then persons with disability, because of that gutter, if you are using a wheelchair, you cannot pass on that gutter.
How so?
Because if you don't take care, you might fall inside the gutter.
Yes, because the sides are dangerous.
Yes, so you have to pass through that long way before coming to the roadside. And you know, Nima, our roads, I don't know if it is a single road or one-way road, I don't know. And most cars are parked at the side of the road, which makes it very difficult for you to pass through if you are using wheelchair. So you see there's a gutter there, and then cars are also parked along the road. If you are using wheelchair, you can't pass. Right. If you are going to the roadside, then it means you have to be at home, because you find it difficult to go if you are using wheelchair.
Wow.
So we have problem with that gutter, and we are praying for any philanthropist.
The minister said he's taking your message to the president this morning.
Okay.
You believe that he will take your message to the president?
I know definitely he will do that.
And you believe that the president will respond to it?
Inshallah, by God's grace. We hope so.
What gives you so much hope?
Because the president has heart for people with disability. For people living with disability. For instance, for the toll work.
The toll booth.
Yeah.
Right.
The toll booth. They give to persons with disability.
Right.
Yeah, so I know since we've told him our problem or our concern, he will work towards it.
Rashad, I thank you very much, and we'll keep up with you to check out what is happening. But thank you for coming. Rashad Mohammed Ramat is the Federation boss at the Ayawaso East Municipal Assembly, bringing us to an end to today's enterprise on Community Connect on 3FM 92.7. My name is Johnny Hughes. Richard Brightado, thank you. DJ JD, grateful. Richard Nuntako on the ones and twos on Twitter, thank you very much.